Welcome back to Inside Africa in Nigeria. Just to the east, over the river from Uyo, lies Calabar, capital of Cross River State. And on the riverbank, something quite special is taking shape.
So you have uninterrupted views around you, and that is what this is all about.
The project manager's enthusiasm is infectious.
That is absolutely incredible.
It's clear this is not your average municipal conference center. For a start, there's the setting, just up the river from the center of Calabar.
You sit here and you see the lake and the Tinapa River there in context. We bring people here to function and they come into a very unique ecosystem. Now what we've tried to do is along this whole front facade, there isn't a single column to interrupt your views. It is all glazed. Glazed along all the three blocks. We said there's block A, B, and C. The total front facade is glazed with these deep beams, that cantilevered structure that really, it's got to be one of the deepest around, certainly around West Africa.
Of course, being surrounded by a river, a lake, and marshy ground creates its own challenges.
We're building on a hillside, on a fairly unstable ground. So what we had to do is we had to pile, there are many deep piles to get to good bearing pressure for this building, which is a very heavy building, concrete structure sitting on there.
Then there's the slightly quirky design.
All right, here is another of the staircase that brings you from the car park. This is between block B and block A. And again, you can see that there is a lot of drama going on here in terms of, yes, you know, and again, another link from the skylight down to the front here, where we'll have another entrance bringing people in. So again, you've got a lot of drama happening here, which is something that the architects wanted to achieve. I mean, it's a monumental building. It is the form that is supposed to make a statement of intent. Now, there are two ways in which you can do something like that. You can either make it busy or glaze, all that sort of thing to communicate, or you can just use the form to simply make a statement. And this was a winning bid, and it was a form, really, that did it for everybody.
But the really clever stuff is out of sight, in more ways than one.
Now, standing here, your building is supported. As I step here, right through to the end, there is no column. This thing is just cantilevered. That is absolutely incredible, because you would expect this heavy structure to just drop. Everything that you see here, from that point where I step across this side, is all floating.
A cantilever works a bit like a children's seesaw or a crane. The load or compression on one end of the beam supports the load placed on the other end with a balancing point in between. Huge props supported the building until it was time to allow the cantilever to take the strain, all 1,500 tons of it. As the props were gradually removed, everyone held their breath. But the building stayed where it was. The calculations were proved right.
It only settled by 19 mil. And get this, the structural engineers had predicted that this building will settle by 19 millimeters. And we measured it precisely 19 millimeters.
So, fewer supporting columns, more uninterrupted views.
In this country, to the best of our knowledge, it is the first of such technological advancement. Everybody was excited. The chief executive of the state, the governor, was invited there with his entourage. And it was really after that we had to pop champagne, because at the end, because in fact everybody was apprehensive, because removing the structure, the apprehension was there as if, well, how can this thing stand? You know, because it's not resting on anything. The entire edifice is unique. You look at it from the northern side, it's just standing like a miracle, because it doesn't look like something that will be able to sustain itself.
Sonny, this is what I was talking about. I mean, that is the sort of view that you get from here. And you can see the setting, the sort of setting that you have this building in. And once we finish with all the landscaping around them, the access road snaking round to the top of the hill, you have a sense of the grandeur that this form presents.
Built to impress and attract visitors to the area, Cross River State is a lot greener and more temperate than much of Nigeria. It even has tropical rainforest. What it doesn't have is the revenue from oil enjoyed by some of its neighbors, so it needs to increase its income from visitors, both business and individual. In fact, this Calabar Conference Center is just part of a wider project called Summit Hills. They are also building housing, a hospital, a hotel, and this 18-hole golf course, all designed to attract tourists.
If you look to the other side of the Tinapa Hotel, or what they call the Lakeside Hotel, right, you see a patch of brown dirt. That is the monorail that is under construction. And what it does, it links Tinapa to this facility. Because remember I made this point earlier, that in architecture, it's not just about a building, you know, but it's what is the whole concept, what is the whole idea, what's the vision? And the vision for this thing was to drive tourism in Cross River State and to link Tinapa to the rest of Calabar. The statement is the arrival of the state. This state has arrived. We are making the move into the future. This is it, 21st century. We're trying to create something that is uniquely Calabar Cross River State.
But this Calabar development does have something in common with the Uyo Stadium and Eco Atlantic. All three are the initiatives of their respective state governors and demonstrate the role these figures play in developing Nigeria's infrastructure. And with elections next spring, no one wants to leave office without a concrete legacy. Groundbreaking architecture in Calabar, and the conference center is due to open this coming April. Well, that's it for this week on Inside Africa, but you can find us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or go to our website, cnn.com/Inside Africa. From Miss Sonny, goodbye or audible.